rat race is an ongoing, fruitless effort that has taken a stronghold in our society. It depletes our wealth with consumerism, diverts our attention with amusement, and misleads us with false expectations. For instance, the lie that if you invest 10% of your funds in a managed fund, you'll be able to retire wealthy. This might have worked in the early 2000s, but it is no longer true. Yet, it's still perpetuated by the establishment and is believed by many people.
You have to believe me.
By being aware that you're stuck in a game that is set up against you is the first move in breaking free of the rat race. But very few individuals are eager to take action to better their situation. Are you one of them? From the moment we enter the world, we're presented to the rat race. Our parents' values are already instilled in us, and we're assigned a social security number. We all get swept up in the rat race, either as a consumer rat or as a savings rat. The consumer rat is always on a lookout for the latest and greatest items, believing that by purchasing them, they will gain respect, joy, and fulfillment.
I would like an iPhone.
iPhone? Oh my.
On the other hand, the savings rat is of the opinion that if they labor hard, comply with regulations, manage their budget surely, and invest 10% of their income in a regulated fund, they will attain the wealth in 40 years.
We're doing the reveal.
Consumers live for the weekend, but come Sunday, the dread of the upcoming work week has already set in. Those who choose to save their retirement may never get to reap the benefits of that nest egg, making it no different from playing the lottery, although it's presented as the only sensible option. Everyone is forced to partake in this economic labor system called the rat race, but neither path is beneficial. It's all about the establishment's benefit, and people may think that's just the way it is. But they can't escape the rat race with a little awareness.
That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch.
The authorities have a few tactics they employ to keep us in line, such as the educational system, advertising, consumerism promoting media, debt, strict adherence to authority at work, deceptive promises, and taxation.
All I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
To begin, the educational framework has been engineered to keep us in check for the next 50 years. We've been going to school from Monday to Friday for 18 years, and all stages of learning prepares us to accept that this is the norm. We're taught that intelligence is largely based on the capacity to memorize and duplicate facts, and that this type of behavior will be rewarded. Much like lab rats, our imagination and innovation isn't given much consideration. The purpose of the educational institutions is to make sure we're trained to comply, yet not smart enough to challenge those in power, just like rats.
You will obey.
Consumerism is a perversive influence that shapes the lives of many individuals. We are taught from an early age to think of joy in terms of things like candy, toys, and chocolate. As we age, these items become more pricier and might require taking out a loan. Some of these objects could be home entertainment systems, motorboats, cars, and whatever else our hearts desire. To some degree, we all assume that by having a large house, a luxury car, or the latest iPhone will bring us contentment, even though we know in our hearts that such acquisitions only offer brief joy and no long-lasting satisfaction. The reality is that our belongings don't belong to us, we belong to them.
So I'm afraid you're stuck with me.
Unfortunately, the majority of people don't have the financial means to purchase such things and instead purchase them to impress others. They borrow money without understanding that merely appearing affluent is not the same as being wealthy. Carrying debt ties an individual to lenders and puts them in a situation in which their costs are higher than their earnings. Many individuals are in debt. They've got their mortgage for a house, as well as finance for their vehicles, furniture, overdrafts, and credit cards. The more debts you are responsible for, the more you become stuck in a cycle of never-ending work. The best advice is to get rid of debt as soon as possible. Research has revealed that only 15% of individuals profess to enjoy their job. This means the average person spends their work week in a job they don't relish, and then they have 2 days off on the weekend. For a minimum of 40 hours per week, they are subject to regulations created by someone else regarding what they wear, what time they work, and what they do while they're at work. This is how the majority of grown-ups spend most of their weeks. How did this become the standard?
I don't know.
The Milgram experiment in the 60s revealed that people will submit to those in power, even if it goes against their own will. Why is it that students are given incentives to memorize and recite facts that have nothing to do with their lives? It is because they teach them to obey those in power, instead of learning how to make their lives happier and more fulfilling. We are also tricked by false promises, such as the idea that if you spend a lot of money on a degree, you will receive a well-paid job and a good life.
Life is good.
The truth is, most graduates end up in debt that is difficult to pay off, and find jobs that even a non-graduate can easily claim that didn't put them in debt in the first place. Another false promise: if you invest just 10% into a retirement fund, like an index fund or ETF, you'll be able to retire rich within 40 years. When in actuality, your initial investment won't cut it if you're hoping to retire comfortably in 40 years, despite what the establishment might have you believe.
I take that back.
Compound interest is touted as the 8th wonders of the world. It is a powerful leverage in theory, but those flashy illustrations your financial advisor showed you are nothing but bullshit.
This is bullshit.
They rely on unrealistic assumptions like your annual return on investment will bring you 8 to 10% a year, which compounds over time, when in reality, you're lucky to see 5% on average per year. It could be a lot worse if you make bad investments. Plus, they conveniently forget to factor in the ravages of inflation, which can reduce your savings to a fraction of this current value. To retire comfortably on $50,000 a year, you'd need a pot of over $1 million, a goal that is completely out of reach for most people. And even if you manage to save that much, your retirement income will be worth far less than it is today because the government continues to print money. When there's more money flowing in an economy, the higher the prices of everything will inflate, which means the value of your initial $50,000 will be worth far less tomorrow, much so within 40 years when you retire. For example, the British pound has lost over 95% of its value since 1970, and so with the US dollar, you would need $764 today just to buy what would have costed you $100 in 1970.
No way!
So if you're hoping to enjoy your golden years, you'll need to be more strategic about your investment than simply putting away 10% of your income to a managed fund. The establishment keeps preaching, invest in a mutual fund, and the majority of people follow it without question. However, the only ones profiting this are the fund managers, companies, and advisors. As long as the authority is viewed as valid, people will likely comply, especially when the media and alleged financial specialists provide backing. Sadly, this is not correct. It is like a rotten carrot being held aloft, and we're constantly tempting to chase it.
I'm fast as fuck, boy.
We've been taught to think that taxation is fair and necessary in a modern society, but is it really? Recent research has shown that over 80% of our lifetime earnings will ultimately end up back to the government in one way or another. We pay taxes on our income, our purchases, our savings, and even on gifts. In the UK, we are subjected to many forms of taxation. Is there a certain percentage of taxation that may make us nothing more than slaves to the government? Is 85%, 90% too much? Why do we just accept that the government can take as much of our money as they please? Why aren't people rallying against this? Why do we simply accept the rat race as a way of life? It's a fact that most people have a job they can tolerate and they make enough money to be comfortable. They don't have the drive to change their lives, even though they remain unfulfilled and discontented.
I don't know what to do.
The authorities are aware that by supplying a reasonable amount of comfort and an endless supply of distracting sports and entertainment, they can keep us docile and stuck in the same daily routine, month after month, year after year. If you want to escape the hustle and bustle of the rat race, you must recognize that this game is not in your favor.
You serious?
To gain genuine success and autonomy, you need to take initiative and set your own rules. Unless you are incredibly gifted in the fields of sports, music, literature, or invention, the only approachable means of escaping the rat race is to ignite your own business.
I'm gonna start a new business.
But not just any business. Starting the wrong business won't free you from the drudgery as much as any salaried slave. If you're looking to break free from the daily grind of the corporate world, then the only way to do so is by establishing an online business, because it will provide you the freedom you truly want.
Gotta be creative, you gotta think outside the bun.
You need to be aware of the fundamentals that make an online business successful from the start. These essential elements for an online business include having control, setting up a high entry barrier, meeting proven demand in the market, ensuring that the income is not dependent on your time, leverage, the more the better, and by having a scalable customer base. So the questions you must ask before starting any businesses are: 1. Am I really in control, or is my revenue dependent on a third party, like a web or a social media platform, a supplier, a franchise, or the number of large customers I have? 2. What level of difficulty would a person encounter if they tried to copy my actions? Because if the obstacles to start are not very high and other individuals can quickly do what I do, competition will escalate, it will become harder, and any potential income will get constricted. 3. Am I certain there is a proven need for my product or service? This is where most businesses fail, is that they do what the leader enjoys doing and did not confirm whether there is a proven need for their services or products. 4. Is it possible to use human resources, machinery, or software to systemize and automate all aspects of the business, thus freeing up time from day-to-day operations? 5. Is it possible to increase the income generated by this venture to a significantly higher level? Is it possible to generate $10,000 a month to reaching $100,000 or even $1 million each month? 6. Is it feasible for the business to be worth 7 or 8 digits? 7. What is the size of the target audience? How many people can you reach out to? Is the business confined to a specific locality, region, country, or is it operating on a global scale? 8. Is it possible to replicate or increase your reach beyond your immediate area through the creation of additional locations, possibly franchising, or by taking advantage of the internet? 9. What is the realistic number of units that can be sold every month? And 10. Are you content with the level of profit? And will the company's growth result in a rise in a margin due to the economics of scale?
Pay you for what? Standing there? The planetarium tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. There's the door.
Becoming a business owner can bring you a high level of income without having to do extra work, and also give you a valuable asset that can be sold for a high price. So thank you for watching till the end. Feel free to subscribe by hitting the big red button below if you'd like to see more of these style of videos. You can also hit the bell icon so that YouTube can notify you every single week whenever I release a new video. Feel free to follow me on Instagram at JackersEdit. My name is Clyde, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Be the best and fuck the rest.